I actually like the energy of Pisces because it helps me to get out of the feeling of the 3D world. This new moon in Pisces on March 18th, 2026 is a weird one because we've got this feeling of beginnings and endings. So in this forecast, we're going to look at your astrology from Aries to Pisces. Don't forget to check your moon sign and your rising sign if you know your time of birth. Oh, by the way, if you're new to my channel, I'm Trina, your intuitive guide with a chakra vibe, helping you navigate life's energies. And because I'm a card author, we're also going to pull some cards from our decks, the Power of Eight Chakra Lenormand and the Power of Eight Chakra Oracle as well, with special guest, an oldie but goodie, Sandra Ann Taylor, Energy Oracle cards. So let's talk about this new moon in Pisces. All right, so new moons, what are they? Well, it's when the moon and the sun are together. This is sort of a new beginning because new moon. And it's just weird because it's in Pisces is like the end of the zodiac, and it is this feeling of beginning and ending. It's like the old world is going away, dissolving, and then we're getting ready for this new world, so to speak. And it's funny because this new moon, new beginnings thing is also at 28 degrees, final degrees about before it changes sign. So there's an ending there. You know, the numerology of 28, because I want to go back to that new moon in Pisces at 28 degrees. Okay. There's some powerful symbolism there because in numerology, the number 28 is actually a wealth number. In fact, on the 28th of every month, it is said to shave a little bit or shave your legs. Okay. It's going to help bring in wealth. I don't know. That could be like a myth, but whatever. I still do it. But it is a wealth code number because it combines the number of the two and the power of eight. That's actually what our cards are called, the power of eight. But anyways, 28, 2 plus 8 equals 10. You further reduce that 1 plus 0, you get a 1. So there's a new beginning. So new moon reduces to 1 at the degree to a new beginning as well. There's independence and fresh starts. And also the 28 degree talks about financial empowerment. If you watch some of my videos lately, it's been all about money and getting a grasp on our money situations, okay? Stepping into your own authority, that 28. But it also signifies, closing a chapter in order to begin another. And because it's in Pisces, the final sign of the zodiac. And Pisces is about completion. It's about surrendering. It's about spiritual wisdom. So it's where the zodiac dissolves before Aries begins its new chapter. So energetically, this new moon kind of feels like we're in between two timelines, the old world and the new one you're about to create. For spiritual entrepreneurs, this especially can feel like releasing outdated business models, trusting your intuition more deeply, and aligning money with purpose. Pisces also rules the water because it's two fish in the water. It's a water element. It rules the subconscious and spirituality and what we absorb energetically and physically. So this new moon may bring heightened awareness around what we consume. So this can be consuming media or emotions or the ingredients in our food and drinks. I want to talk about something there, but I'm not allowed on YouTube. But there's something about the e-files about things that go into our certain energy drinks and soda pop. You might want to research that. Anyways, many people are becoming more conscious about the corporate products, hidden additives, and the energy quality of what we put into our bodies. So this energy, I think, is asking us to practice discernment to a certain degree and ask yourself, is this nourishing? Is this nourishing to my body, to my spirit, and to my future? Or is what I'm about to consume draining it? This new moon could be a powerful moment for us to cleanse ourselves physically, emotionally, and energetically. And we had already started that on that Virgo lunar eclipse on March 3rd, right? You watched that video? Hopefully you did. There's a lot about sweeping up, cleaning up in all sorts of ways in our lives. And I think that this is the final little cleanup before that Aries season begins on March 20th. Let's look at each zodiac sign now, okay? Aries to Pisces. And I'm going to focus not on just the predictions, okay, but the remedies and practical actions for your love, your money, your health. So let's get on with it. Aries rising, those with their moons in Aries. This new moon in Pisces is activating your 12th house. It's activating your subconscious sector. Okay. There's a lot about the intuition in there, but it's also about what you're suppressing. It could be suppressing your desires or your talents. And now those are coming up. Okay. And so you might notice old fears sometimes too about these things, or maybe about money or about visibility, for example, or relationships. And because it's a new moon, new beginnings, confidential information will be communicated to you. So I think this new moon for you, Aries, is really about reviewing your previous events that have happened in the past few months. And you want to review those in order to prepare yourself for your new moon, new beginning coming in Aries on April 17th. All right. So for your money, Aries, you want to start journaling maybe your business ideas before bed, because Pisces energy brings you those intuitive downloads. For your health, you really want to prioritize your sleep, okay? Sleep schedule. And also magnesium can help calm your nervous system, Aries. And is the magnesium lotion or gel that you put on after your bath. And for your love remedy, this is about having honest conversations with the people that you love instead of bottling things up. Okay, let's pull some cards for you now, Aries, from the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand. These are available on my website, www.themoontree.org. 12th house activation for Aries, new moon. And here we have some pain, the crossing. You know, you have probably been through some stuff, Aries, in the past few months. And this is a time with that 12th house of the subconscious to really look into those things. And like I said, preparing yourself for your new chapter, Aries, coming soon on April 17th with that new moon in Aries coming. So this is sort of your last working on the subconscious, working on the trauma, working on all the suppressed emotions, suppressed desires, and all those things that we talked about in the 12th house. And finally, stepping over these stones into the beautiful blue light of the future and opening up for you. So that's very exciting, you know? Let's pull a card from the energy oracle cards from Sandra Ann Taylor. This was one of my first decks that I've ever owned, so it's kind of ratty cards. But I still love them. I just haven't used these for a long time, so we'll see what happens for Aries. The yin and the yang. Look at that. The yin and the yang, all about the balance. And 22, number 22 means building something, okay? Also 2 + 2 = 4, the number of security and stability. And so whatever those, you know, things that you are working on from the past, right? Those subconscious things, and finding the balance between. Oh, yeah, something just came to me, Aries. One of the things you can do for manifestation is go back to a time where you felt really crappy, or somebody did something bad, and then you imagine yourself redoing the whole episode, we'll call it, okay? Redoing it, but how you would have liked to see happen. And you can rearrange your past so that the present moment takes that in, and then the universe will provide opportunities for the future. It's like rewriting your past through your mind. It's a really cool thing I just learned about. But yeah, try it out. And the yin and the yang is all about the balance. Actually, you know what? Let's look at what Sandra wrote in her book about number 22, yin and yang. This is about being passive versus active, the end versus the beginning. There's Pisces versus Aries coming soon, right? And intuitive and logical, intuitive versus logic, right? And that, how do we balance that? And so the thing is, I am open to understanding the cycle that I am in, and I'm willing to utilize its energy beneficially. All that I need is already a part of me. Wow, Aries, that looks so cool. Now, let's pull one more card from our deck, the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle. All right, you get your chakra chart and a little affirmation. Everything always works out for me. All right, Aries, don't ever forget that. Everything always works out for me. 12th house activation, new moon for Aries. What can we know? I noticed the signs. Very intuitive card as well. 3 plus 8 equals 11, the magic 11, going through the portal of the 11 into a new thing. And I noticed the signs around me. And the 12th house is a very intuitive, spiritual sort of house to be in for you, Aries. There's a lot of like cool stuff going on for you. Ooh, I just saw, I think, I don't know, was that an orb? I don't know. But anyways, very spiritual indeed. Mediumship abilities, psychic abilities, but noticing the signs around you, whether that's numbers on the stove, whether that's a coin that you find, or whatever you're doing there. But I notice the signs. Sometimes the signs can be through how's that word? Call it, Baron Reed calls it a claydon, I think. Let's say you have a question and you're like, I wonder what I should do about this situation. Let me find it when I go to the grocery store today. And you're shopping for groceries, but you hear somebody talking and you kind of eavesdrop a little bit, and the answers are within that. So it's interesting. It's called a claydon, but the signs are everywhere for you. I noticed the signs, and you can increase your intuition too by using these dark blue sort of stones, right? Like sodalite or lapis lazuli is a really good one for you, Aries, at this time as well. All right, come see me for a reading. Taurus rising, those with their moons in Taurus. This new moon in Pisces, very spiritual, is activating your 11th house of your groups and organizations. It's your networks, it's your community sector. And so, this is a time for you to be social or to be with friends or to be with new kinds of people, new networks. Could be Pisces people in a way too, who are artsy, musically inclined, crafting, and also very spiritual or intuitive stuff going on as well. There's a humanitarian vibe in the 11th house, getting together with people for a cause, and the 11th house is also about your goals and dreams for the future. So it's a good time for you, Taurus, to think about your long-term and short-term goals. This wealth that could come to you, Taurus, is through collaboration rather than solo work, right? 11th house of the people. So for your money, a remedy is reach out to someone you admire and propose a collaboration. For your health, spend time in nature to ground emotional overwhelm. And it could be too, watching a video on nature or using essential oils more or things like that brings the nature to you in the house. Because where I live, it's like still snowy out there and it's not always favorable to go outside. But you could bring the outside in some way. And for your love, your friends might introduce you something to more meaningful, Taurus. So that looks exciting. All right, let's pull a card. We'll start with the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle. These are available on our website, www.themoontree.org. This is for Taurus. New moon in Pisces, activating their 11th house of the groups, the networks, the community sector, and I express my truth. So it's expressing your truth. Maybe it's for a cause, maybe it's for humanity, a humanitarian effort, or maybe it's just with your friends. And really expressing yourself with that light blue throat chakra in here. So that looks pretty cool. You know, what is true to you now, Taurus? And what are your new hopes and dreams for the future? And we want to express that, right? Express it in words, in song, in art, vision boards, manifestation boards. Colette Baron Reid calls it treasure maps, things like that, right? I express my truth. And you can use light blue stones too to help with that, right? So look out when at your local, you know, at the Bodhi tree here in Peace River or at Valley Health here in Peace River. Stones that are light blue can help with all that stuff going on with your friends, your networks, your new collaborations, your hopes and dreams, and being able to express them. Let's pull a card from our guest deck today, the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. Ooh, I love these oldies but goodies. They're so ratty, but that's because they were one of my first decks. So for Taurus, Taurus rising, moons in Taurus, for this Pisces new moon, taking action. Look at the action card, number 17. 1 plus 7 equals 8, the power of 8. You know, we are going to be pulling a card from our deck, the power of 8, actually, after this one. But Taurus, this is all about taking action towards your goals, your dreams, putting them on paper, voicing them, singing about them, making art about them, whatever. But it's just taking action. And a lot of your things can happen through the people, right? Taking action to collaborate with others, to network with others, and to get out there and be social, because there's a lot of opportunities for you, Taurus, through the people. Don't forget. So taking action is a very cool thing for you at this time. Let's pull a card from the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand. These are available on my website too, www.themoontree.org. Okay, Taurus, how exciting for you. I like the 11th house, actually. It's fun. There's always some cool stuff. Also, in the 11th house, I forgot to tell you before I pull a card, money can come in through your 10th house of career that trickles down into your 11th. So look out for that, you know? There could be some extra money from the government or from your job if you have one, or something like that. You know, you could receive a gift from a friend or anything like that. But money can trickle in from that 10th house. And we do have the tree. This is for long-term growth. You know, what are you doing for your growth? But this is also a big health card too, and we want to remember to spend time in nature to ground our emotions, especially if we're feeling overwhelmed. There can be hugging a tree can be very good for your health as well, and using essential oils from a tree, sandalwood, cedarwood, arbor vitae, these kind of things in your essential oil diffuser can be very cool. And I love the musky there's one called vetiver. It's very thick and like just those kind of thicker, really grounding sort of essential oil. Cinnamon bark too, a little sprinkle of that, and you know, stuff like that is very nice indeed. But I get by with a little help from my friends. Come see me for a reading, Taurus. Gemini rising, those with their moons in Gemini. This new moon in Pisces is activating your 10th house. This is your career and your public recognition sector, Gemini. And I think at this time, you probably are wanting or desiring solid evidence that you are advancing somehow in the real world. This can trigger, though, a promotion or praise or recognition or a little bit of fame, you know, in your life, and honors. And so another thing with the 10th house is it can be government stuff, government contracts maybe, or getting some assistance from the government grants. That could be a thing too. And also it could be involvement with a parent in some way. You may feel called right now, Gemini, to sort of pivot your business direction. So your money move, Gemini, is to launch something intuitive, not perfect. And also for your health, you want to reduce that digital overload, okay? And you know what I'm talking about. It could be a good time to shut off your Wi-Fi at night, watch out for doom scrolling, and watch out for time management. Are you spending too much time scrolling erroneous things, or this is a good time for you to produce the content, rather you consuming the content. You know what I'm saying? With that 10th house activation. And for your love, this is about being transparent about your ambitions, okay? Now, let's pull some cards. We'll pull first from the Power of Eight Chakra Lenormand. These are our cards at www.themoontree.org. If you are interested, Gemini, let's see for you. 10th house activation. Ooh, this card just flipped right over, and this is the book of knowledge. And you got this on the last reading. I seem to remember that some information has yet to be revealed, but because this is a new moon, it activates a new beginning. So I'm pretty sure you're hearing that information is finally now coming to pass, to be explored. And it does have quite a bit to do with your career, your fame, your recognition, maybe money from the government as well. Could be stuff from a parent and things like that in the 10th house too. But this is a good time for knowledge, coming your way. That's really good. Now, let's pull a card from our guest deck, the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. And yes, this deck is ratty as all heck because I've been using it for years, and I think it was one of my first decks I've ever owned, but I still love it. And for some reason, Sandra's cards were calling me today for this reading, and we've got women holding a coin, woman holding a coin. So yeah, money through fame, recognition, asking for it's time now to ask for a promotion. We should be, if we have a job, like a regular career, we should be asking for a raise every year, okay? Negotiating for a promotion, a raise every year. So it could be time for you to use that book card that we showed you to create a plan. Every time that I've asked for a raise in my careers, I always create a plan, a little mini plan to show them why I deserve it. And here's the money I've made you, or whatever benefits, why I deserve the raise. Could be a time for you to do that as well if you have a job. Now, this is also a coin. You could be receiving the money from, something they missed. You might be backdated something for you, Gemini. Backdated some money in some way too. But this is all about seeing the value in yourself, in your career, in your business, and in your self-worth as well. So woman holding a coin. All right. And finally, let's pull a card from the Power of Eight Chakra Oracle, also available on my website. You open it up, you get your chakra chart, and your everything always works out for me. Okay, let's see for Gemini. How exciting. 10th house, career, public reputation sector. Could be about parents, government stuff, maybe. I love my third eye. Ooh, so it's activating your intuition. That Pisces flavor of this new moon, which is very spiritual, very psychic, very intuitive, is coming through for you, Gemini. I love my third eye. And you could get those dark blue stones for activating, like sodalite or lapis lazuli, for example. But the third eye not only is sort of like intuitive and all that stuff, it's also looking for the future, to your future, right? And so the 10th house is about your career, fame, recognition, the future in that way. So it is probably time for you to really activate that. What are my hopes and dreams for the future? It could be money related, but a lot of it is like life purpose, passion for your work that you do, the services you offer to the world, how you feel in the greater world, Gemini. So I love my third eye. Come to me for a reading, Gemini. Cancer rising, those with their moons in Cancer. I say this every time, but I'm going to say it again. I'm one of you because I'm a Cancer rising, because I know my time of birth, and I'm a Cancer moon as well. So I totally resonate with you, even though I'm an Aquarius sun, okay? So Cancer, this new moon is activating our 9th house of expansion, but it's also about our vision for the future and our beliefs. And this is time for us to formulate those long-range plans, okay, Cancer? And we could be hearing from people who are at a distance, and this is a good time for publishing something, whether it's a course, an ebook, or a music score, or art. You're publishing something, right, to the world. It could be a good time for teaching, and for some of us, it's actually going back to school, college, university for higher learning. For example, getting your master's degree, your doctorate, and things like that for some people. Back to college, back to university, could be, but also there's a little bit of this exploration vibe in the ninth house. It could mean travel, overnight travel, long foreign affairs travel, international travel, could be for some Cancerians as well. But in any case, we are asked to dream bigger. So, in the ninth house, too, we could see some legal matters. For example, some people might be called to jury duty. It is what it is, but there could be, involvement with other cultures, and really, this is about expanding your horizons and creating a long-term plan, like I said. So for your money remedy, Cancer, you could create a long-term vision board for your business. I know Colette Baron Reed has a program and a book out all about manifesting, and it's really cool. So that could be something that you want to get into too. But it's about your long-term vision, right, for your business or career. And or for if you're retired, it's for what now, right? What's my long-term vision now? And also for your health remedy, you really want to hydrate yourself in the ninth house, but also support your lymph node, the drainage. One of the things I just recently learned, Cancer, that you may find helpful as well, is we have this really big nerve, the vagus nerve, that goes all the way down. And if you take behind your ears right here in that little divot, that little hole, right here, and behind your ear right here, there's like that kind of, start to just massage that for a while. Oh, you could start to already feel loosening up of the lymph nodes and drainage. It's going to feel so good and so relaxing. Oh, and it helps support your lymphatic drainage. Okay, Cancer? Very cool. Vagus nerve. Ooh, I could do that forever. Now, love remedy for you, Cancer, is traveling together or new experiences together can deepen your connection with those special people in your life. All right, let's pull a card. Oh, I just heard my ear pop. Cancer. Let's pull a card for you from the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle. These are our cards available on our website, www.themoontree.org, if you want more information. Okay, Cancer, let's see for you. New moon in Pisces. Woo! March 18th. Everything always works out for me. Guess what? This is our favorite card, me and Michelle's favorite card that we made in the deck. Everything always works out for me. In fact, at the bottom of both of our decks, we have that everything always works out for me. And that's something you want to keep in mind in the ninth house too, of expanding your horizon. Because the ninth house is also a lot about your belief systems. And I'm not just talking about religious belief system or anything like that. I'm just talking about the way you see the world. So if you see the world as, hey, everything always works out for me, well, then it does, because the universe is simply a mirror. So let's move on. We're going to look at Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor for Cancer. How exciting. And we've got the Angel of Strength. Ooh, it's very kind of Leo-esque there. It's almost like that Tarot card, the Strength card. But anyways, we've got the Angel of Strength. Now, let's see what she wrote for number 50. Oh, 50, 5 plus 0 plus 5. That's a change. We're going through change in our lives for sure at this time. That's a no duh. But this is about our personal power and our inner strength. It's not really a time for us to be passive or submissive right now, Cancer. It's a time for us to speak our truth, to take action, and to direct our destiny. Ninth house can help explore and see from a bigger view what does that look like, right? And the little saying here is, deep within me is an abiding strength that knows no bounds. I have all the power that I need to achieve all that I want. Angel of Strength. Oh, I love that. Very cool. Ninth house, bringing new belief systems. I can do it. All right. And now let's, for our final card, pull from the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand. The Lenormand's been chacrified. All right, these are available on my website, www.themoontree.org, if you're interested, Cancer. Okay. And we have, oh, snake trouble. Oh, we get the snake. Okay, so there is some kind of trouble here when it comes to maybe expansion. For some of it, it could be like a law justice thing in the ninth house, some trouble there, some snake trouble. It could be someone's jealous of you too. Sometimes it means a woman in particular is causing you trouble, in some cases, Cancer. But it could be too trouble in your belief systems, and that's what's maybe hindering your manifestations or blocking your manifestations or anything like that. And so what is that to us? It's really just observing from a neutral, not playing any blame game or guilty feelings, Cancer, but just looking what is sort of blocking our expansion in this world, right? In this reality we live in. What is that trouble for me, and how can I get rid of the snake? Often it's a pattern thing, following the same patterns over and over again and having trouble arising out of those patterns too. So the ninth house, is a good time to really look at our belief systems, what's holding us back, because most of it is just, we're our own worst enemy, our thoughts and things like that. So it's a good time to sort of look at that right now. And I just wanted to end with Cancer to help with that snake card. Doing something different, having new experiences, even going traveling somewhere for one night away from your house can help you to see things in the ninth house from a different perspective. Come see me for a reading. Leo rising, those with their moons in Leo. This new moon in Pisces is activating your eighth house, which is your shared resources with others. Also, a little bit about the transformation. Quite a bit about money, too, in the eighth house here. So, I'm going to say, Leo, financial patterns that you've had before are starting to dissolve, which is a good thing. Old financial patterns that maybe haven't been serving you well are starting to dissolve. Family funds are in focus right now. Taxes, debts, and your partner's money is in focus. Some of you could get a small windfall, or maybe an inheritance, or maybe money from the government, something like that. This is about being cautious about loans, though, right now. Don't borrow more than you can afford. And, it'd be actually better if you don't borrow anything at all. But, there is a difference between good debt and bad debt. That's for another video. That would take me too long here, but okay, let's start here with your money remedy. Okay, Leo, you want to review your subscriptions that you have. Go through your credit cards and your debit card from last month every single day, and then see where's your money actually going, and put it on a spreadsheet and figure it all out, because you'll want to remove some of these subscriptions. You might want to call to get a lower interest rate on your card. I've done both of these things last week, and I've saved over $200, maybe even $300 just by doing that. Lowering the interest rate, and also canceling a bunch of stupid subscriptions that I didn't even know I had, really, because I never used to look at my credit card statement. Now, you may not be like me. Maybe you look at everything with a fine tooth comb and you already know. Good for you. This is for the, people who may need this information, but it's good to review your financial agreements, Leo, and your subscriptions, things like that, for your money. And so for your health, Leo, we want to detox, okay? And the eighth house is all about detox. It has a lot to do with elimination, right? The colon, the intestines, that kind of thing. You want to detox emotionally and physically, okay? And for your love remedy, Leo, deeper vulnerability creates stronger bonds. So it's like sharing more of your heart, sharing more of your intimacy with others, being more intimate with your partner, and in that, right? Being vulnerable creates more stronger bonds with others, okay? Now, Leo, let's pull some cards. We'll start with the Power of Eight Chakra Oracle. You can get these on my website, www.themoontree.org. Let's see what kind of chakra vibes we can get for you, Leo, activating the eighth house. Nighttime is magic. And I was just thinking in my head before I pulled this card, I was like, oh, and eighth house is also a lot about the occult, the astrology, the hidden knowledge. That's what occult means, is hidden knowledge, by the way. So spiritual stuff, old wise ways from the past that have been buried, ancient wisdom, spiritual stuff. Could be astrology, tarot cards, anything like that too. But it's just the hidden knowledge is quite a bit here. And so nighttime is magic shows me that, and number 33, that's a very kind of spiritual number as well. But there is information that can come through your dreams. You're probably, as your eighth house is being activated, it's a transformative house of rising above and eliminating sort of these old codependence patterns, for example, and fears, phobias, and things like that lie in the eighth house too. So nighttime can, with those dreams, nighttime is magic, can help you to observe them and work with them and let them go. And actually, I was just thinking, I learned something new. You can go back into a past, and like, let's say you had a past event that you keep remembering that, oh, that I wish I would have done something different. You can literally, especially just before sleep hits, like actual fall asleep, but you're laying in bed at night, and just before you fall asleep, you imagine going back to that time and changing it and like making it in your mind how you would have liked it to be instead, that traumatic event or that bad time, and realizing, and sending love to it. Like, imagine hearts coming off of you too as you change the event in your mind. Because as we change events in the past, it affects our present, which affects our future. And so it's kind of magical, but it's a lot to do with, quantum entanglement and quantum physics and things like that too, which I don't have time to get into at this moment. But nighttime is magic, a really good time to reprogram events that happened in the past and to receive prophetic or advice dreams and really lucid dreams too that can help eliminate these problems that are preventing you from expanding and transforming into your new awesome life, basically. So there's stuff like that. All right, Leo, let's pull a card now from Sandra Ann Taylor's Energy Oracle cards. An oldie but goodie. Look how ratty these are. I guess they're not that bad. They were one of my first, card decks that I've ever owned. So they're really old. I'm 48, so let's go. Okay, this is for Leo. Here it is. Ooh, cornucopia. This is a good card to get, Leo. Congratulations, the cornucopia. This reminds me of that Mandela effect, fruit of the loom. Right? That's what the cornucopia is. Anyways, that's for another day. But look, speaking of Mandela effects, it's the number 11. Ooh, the magic 11, the portal. So there is benefits and great things available to you, Leo, at this time. Let's just see what Sandra wrote in her book about the number 11 cornucopia. I like to read what the other people write in their books. Wishes fulfilled. Ooh, Leo, this is an abundant harvest and great blessings are waiting for you. And you may even find all your wishes fulfilled. Wow. They can come from the universe, these gifts like finances. It could be job fulfillment, romantic love, or all of the above. You've done important work, Leo. Now it's time to pay off. Wink, wink. So the seeds that you've planted in your energy and in your life are ready to be harvested. And so Spirit's applauding all your effort, Leo. Wow, what a great card to get. Looks like it's one of the best ones to get in this deck. Affirmation for you, for cornucopia, is the universe is abundant. All that I desire comes to me in just the right time and way. I am blessed. Wow. Woo, I love that for you. How exciting. And finally, let's pull one of our cards, the Power of 8 Chakra, Lenormand. All right, and let's see what last cool message is for Leo, the lion, my wonderful, warm Leos. Now, all that is great, but we also got the clouds card, which is a warning. We want to watch for self-doubt, confusion, keeping the mind clear, not being bombarded, getting anything in the way of those blessings of the cornucopia, okay? Watch your thoughts, watch your mindset. And, this is a number 6. And in astrology, the 6th house is a lot about our day-to-day life, our health. And I feel like this is a lot about our mindset. If we believe it exists, will it exist? Because the universe is just a mirror. So imagine and believe in all the cornucopia, all the blessings available to you. Don't be doubtful about that. Trust in the universe. Trust in yourself, Leo, because you're awesome. And everything will be just fine. Come to me for a reading. Virgo rising, those with their moons in Virgo. This new moon in Pisces is activating your 7th house. This is your partnership sector. So relationships become mirrors for you, Virgo. Okay, do you know what I'm saying? So business relationships, love relationships, partnerships, friendships, those things are becoming activated at this time in the 7th house for you. Also, competitors live there too in the 7th house, and some competitors might try to sidetrack you or right and things like that, but that's not really too important. Some of you may get engaged or married. I mean, engagement or marriage is possible, definitely, with the 7th house activation and that moon in there. And this is all about trying to find the win-win, the ideal compromise, where both parties feel like they're getting something out of this arrangement. Okay, it can't be one-sided, and it's certainly, Virgo, I don't want you to feel like you're at the shitty end of the stick. Okay, we want to find the win-win, the compromise here. For your money remedy, Virgo, consider joint ventures or service collabs, okay? Collaborating with other businesses in your field, in your industry, for example. And for your health remedy, you need to balance your work with the rest, okay? Your sleep, your rest, your downtime. Make sure you balance those two things. It's important for you at this time. And for your love remedy, well, clear communication prevents misunderstandings. So that's a good thing to do as well. Boundaries, clear communication, 7th house. Okay, now let's pull a card from the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle. You can get these on my website and at some metaphysical stores across Canada. All right, this is for Virgo. New moon, new beginning in Pisces. Dissolving boundaries in the 7th house. I am connected. Wow. So 7th house is about the people too, the close one-on-ones though, especially. And so feeling connected with that crown chakra. Get out your amethyst, get out your purple stuff. If you're feeling a little nervous or anxiety, get out your lepidolite, which is a purple rock too, that when you rub it on yourself, it helps you to make you feel calm, cool, and relaxed. So this is all about being connected, because as we feel connected with the crown chakra, connected to the universe, connected to other people, connected to our higher self, just that connection vibe, well, it trickles down to all the other chakras. That's very good indeed. I am connected. Connecting with your spouse, connecting with your business partner, connecting with your bestie. Very cool in the 7th house indeed. Now, let's pull a card from an oldie but goodie, Sandra Ann Taylor's Energy Oracle cards. All right, look how big this book is. Wow. This is one of my first decks that I've ever owned. So it's kind of bratty, but I haven't pulled it out for a long time, and they wanted to play today. All right, Virgo, let's see for you. This new moon, new beginnings, happy family. Wow, another connection kind of vibe. So this, 7th house has those one-on-one connections with your best friends, with your family members, with your partner. And what do we need to do here, to have that happy family? So that looks really good. Actually, let's see what she wrote in her book about number 4. And 4 is home and family in astrology, but it's also the 4, whole security, stability, the 4 legs holding up your table, right? Number 4. This is about having closeness, fun, caring, right? That closeness in the 7th house. close connections are available, but don't overlook the fun that a friend or family can experience can bring. So the affirmation for this is, I open myself to a new and deeper experience of family, and I am ready to see greater happiness there. I know that I am the loving family that I need. Ooh, that's a good little reminder that, home is where the heart is, and working on our inner selves, the fourth house of the inner self too, right? Like, there's just a lot to unpack there, but basically closeness is available, but have fun, be open to your communications with others, and enjoy some happy experiences with your close relationships, right? That looks neat. Okay, and finally, let's pull from the Power of Eight chakra, Lenormand. She's reaching for the stars. Okay, Virgo, seventh house activation, partnership sector. Wow. Let's see in the Lenormand cards. What's up? What's up, Buttercup? For Virgo, okay, making decisions, cutting the scythe. Now, in traditional Lenormand, you would see someone with a big scythe that cuts away and it opens up your horizons. It's harvesting and that kind of thing. In traditional Lenormand, the scythe can be a little difficult card, kind of a negative thing, but we've chacrified the Lenormand. So in this is just making really good, decisions, which can be hard. The cleaning up, because this is activating your seventh house of partnerships. Some of you may be cutting old partnerships that no longer serve you, like an old business partnership or an old job, or maybe getting a divorce or separation, for example, in some cases with that seventh house activation. But in this, in general, it's really cutting out and eliminating that which is not bringing you happiness and closeness in your relationships. So let's say you don't have a really good relationship right now with your son or your daughter, and you're trying to cut out all the things that are preventing you from having that close relationship, whether it's a belief system, whether, whatever it is, but it's cutting out the toxic stuff in your life in order to, have a good relationship in that seventh house with your close one-on-ones. All right. So that's pretty powerful. New moon, no beginning. All right, Virgo, come see me for a reading if you want to dive deeper. Libra rising, those with their moons in Libra. This new moon is activating your sixth house. This is your work, co-workers sometimes, but really it's a lot about your day-to-day life, your daily habits, your health routines. A lot about the routines in the day-to-day life here. Libra, small habits will create big results. Now, it does have a lot to do, the sixth house, about work. So this is a good time for you, Libra, to apply or begin a new job, okay? Your relationships with your coworkers, or if you're a boss and you have employees, those relationships will be emphasized right now, like more. And they'll be favorable as long as you keep your ego in check, okay, Libra? And when it comes to the health and the daily habits, well, some of you may start a new exercise routine or a new dietary routine, or, today I'm thinking of going vegetarian, for example, or something like that. Some of you can acquire a new pet under this sixth house influence. And it could be that you go to the SPCA and get a pet, or it could be that a pet shows up at your door and suddenly you're the new pet mom or dad. Who knows? But you could acquire a new pet. Also, a funny thing is purchasing appliances. Well, maybe it's not funny, but I'm just saying it's an interesting thing. You might purchase a new stove, a new fridge, a new microwave, something like that. Maybe it's a new juicer for your health. Okay. And then sometimes it's about handling repairs. This is centered on job quite often, the sixth house, and of service to others. But it's a lot about being helpful to others as well. And remember, small habits will create big results, Libra. Now, for your money remedy, create a simple and repeatable business system or work system. Simple and repeatable, right? A system. For your health, we want to improve your digestion and your gut health. So look at fermented foods, staying away from alcohol, sugar as much as you can, things that create the small fissures in your intestines. Learn about gut health and leaky gut syndrome. Those two things you could learn about to reduce inflammation, to help your skin, to help your overall vitality. So digestion and gut health are really in focus here in the sixth house for you, Libra. And for your love remedy, acts of service to each other will, to other people will strengthen your bonds. Acts of service. Okay. Now, let's pull a card from our deck, the Power of Eight Chakra Oracle. All right. These are available on my website, www.themoontree.org. All right. Let's see for you, Libra. For this new moon in Pisces, happening soon on March 18th. 1 plus 8 equals a 9, another ending. I don't know if I said that in the intro. Well. Oh, you got this card as someone else did. I am connected. All right. As you connect with the crown chakra, okay, that's at the top of your head, basically, and it filters down into all the chakras. And so I would consider getting an amethyst, a nice purple, nice amethyst. That can be very helpful to you, Libra, at this time. Feeling connected to your body, feeling connected to your coworkers, to your employees, to your health and your body, and all these things. Feeling connected will be very helpful in that sixth house for you. Okay. And let's pull a card from an oldie but goodie, Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. Very ratty deck I have here, but it's because I've used it for so long. So many years. Ooh, this card. Ooh, envy. So in the sixth house of, there could be you envying others or envying you. Let's see what she wrote though for, and it's a 20, 2 plus 0 equals 2. So it is about other people in that sixth house. Let me see what she wrote for number 20, envy. Oh, this is a good one. This can feel like you're lacking or you're dissatisfied. She's the woman is holding a huge pearl in one hand and then a platter of pearls and coins in the other hand. She stands in a silver room looking out at a golden city on the horizon. And she has a life of value already, but she ignores that. She longs for the shining prosperity she sees elsewhere. So instead of feeling happy and fulfilled, her desire for more only causes a deeper sense of lack and dissatisfaction. That energy is showing up in her dress. So this card could be telling you to let go of the jealousy and acknowledge the blessings you already have in your life. Now is the time to shift your focus. After all, when you envy others, it just attracts more to them, not to you. So notice all that you have, okay? And thank the universe for it. And it's time to move from consciousness of lack to a consciousness of value. And that's that simple. So your affirmation for this card is, I let go of lack. I look at the blessings in my life with joy and satisfaction. I am glad. So that looks very cool indeed. And that can help our health in the sixth house too, right? Physical, emotional, and spiritual health in the sixth house too. That looks good. All right. Now let's pull one final card from the Power of Eight Chakra, Lenormand. All right. Let's see. What's up for Libra in the sixth house? Love, look at that. I love all that I have. I love my body. I love my health. I love my coworkers. I love my business. I love my work. Okay. Do that which brings you joy. Okay, Libra. And that's going to be very good. I love this card. Okay. Get yourself some rose quartz to go with that amethyst. And, it'll be good for you to get some rose quartz love or green, the same thing, green heart chakra or pink, green or pink in your life can be very good indeed. All right. You could actually use basil in your cooking or basil essential oils. You could spearmint green, things that are green mandarin might be a good one to use as essential oil. I'm an essential oil lover, but you know, that kind of thing. So green pink rocks and green pink essential oils could be really good for you at this time, Libra. Come see me for a reading. All right, Scorpio, Scorpio rising, those with their moons in Scorpio. This new moon in Pisces is activating your fifth house. It's lighting up your creativity and your passion and your joie de vivre. Congratulations, Scorpio. You're in the best house for this. This is a good time for you because your romantic relationships are being activated too. Your children and anything to do that's fun, sports, hobbies, arts and crafts, music, your investments, your spiritual business, right? Anything that brings you pleasure, Scorpio. And that's really cool. I mean, there could even be pregnancy news as well for you or for someone you know that's close to you in that fifth house, because there is romance there and pleasure. Speaking of children, it could be like a child leaves your house to become independent, right? Going to college or moving out, right? And or the other way around, one of your kids is moving back home. Now, your business, Scorpio, can grow through authentic self expression here. There's lots of good vibes with your solopreneurship, your entrepreneurship, your business, that kind of vibe. So, for your money remedy, you want to create content for your business that shares your deeper truth, Scorpio. And for your health, you want to sort of move that stagnant emotional energy through exercise. And the fifth house is fun. So I'm talking about fun exercise. This could be like getting into a fun little sport. Maybe you used to like volleyball or Zumba dancing or aqua aerobics or something fun, right? Yoga with others, little groups of like-minded people doing the exercise with you. That is really cool. But you want to move that stagnant energy through exercise. And then for your love remedy, well, romantic sparks may return, right? You may feel a little more romantic now. You may meet someone if you're single, or if you're already partnered up, there's new romantic vibes happening for you. And one of the great things you can do is do something fun together, a creative project, and sport together. I know around here in Peace River, people like pickleball. So things like that, right? Okay, so let's pull some cards for you, Scorpio. You're in the fun house. How exciting. We'll pull first from the Power of Eight Chakra Lenormand, and these are available on my website, www.themoontree.org. All right, let's see for you, Scorpio. Fifth house activation, creativity, passion, fun. Oh, we like that. Oh, and there's some options here. The crossroad, sometimes there could be difficulty making a decision. Maybe it's a decision about your kid, and if it was should we look at the ultrasound and find out the gender of the baby? All sorts of things. But there's different decisions that can be happening here with the crossroad. But there's options here for you. Okay, and it could be too. I'm just thinking, what should I do for fun? Right? What is fun for me? maybe there's some options there, looking in your community, the newspaper or the current events for your little community, and finding some fun activities. Could be wine and paint night, could be a new exercise thing at the sports center or something like that. But finding fun, and it's showing there's a lot of options there for you to have fun and be creative. Okay. Now, let's pull a card from an oldie but goodie that I have by Sandra Ann Taylor. We're doing the energy oracle cards. All right. These are a little ratty over the years. They were like one of my first decks that I've ever owned. Okay, for Scorpio. Oh, we have a little bit of hostilities here that just popped up. I'm going to pull another one too. Hostilities about something. And I got this wanted to pop out too. The victory. So it could be because the fifth house often talks about sports events. It could be like, victory, cheering for your own team, or there's hostilities there at the sports arena. Maybe you have a kid in hockey. Okay, Scorpio. And so there could be a lot of things about that. But let's look at what she wrote about the hostilities first, okay? Where's that book? Her book. Hostilities, number 26. 2 plus 6 equals 8. Number of transformation. Number of getting out of feedback loops. Okay. Let's look at hostilities. Could be your defenses are up or a little bit of aggressive energy. And the fifth house can help you by being creative, doing art, doing music, going out and exercising it out. Okay, Scorpio, you are run by Mars, a very active, hot planet like Mars. The hosta wants to take action as well. So some of that stuff inside, if you are feeling angry or something, can be through exercise, creative projects, those kind of things, right? And so let's look at the little affirmation for hostilities. I am receiving the peaceful, harmonious treatment that I deserve in my life. I set boundaries. I make reasonable requests. And I make my expectations clear. So that can be good too. Could be like you're feeling hostile towards your romantic partner or your children in the fifth house too. So we just want to work with that and do the best we can. Number 28, the 28th degree of this new moon, new beginnings in Pisces. Victory. Let's see what she wrote about number 28. Victory. All right. This is about success and achievement. So that looks cool, fifth house of fun. And this is, I'm achieving great things within myself and in the world. I see myself as a success in many wonderful ways, even now. This could be talking too about the fifth house of your entrepreneurship, your business too. So lots of good vibes with that card. And we just got to get over any hostility energy too. And have fun, smile, laugh, do fun things. That can definitely bring down the stress of any hostile environment that you may be involved with. Okay. Now, let's pull the Power of Eight Chakra Oracle, also available on my website, www.themoontree.org. All right, let's see for Scorpio. I forgive the past. Well, there you go. It could be, the fifth house is about your creativity, your passion for life. And sometimes we lose the passion, the joie de vivre in a way because of maybe some stuff that happened in the past. This is a time to new moon, new beginnings. Let's forgive the past. Let's move forward. Focusing a lot on the green heart chakra, the love place, right? Giving, receiving love, doing things you love, having the passions, all that kind of stuff. And forgiving the past for those who have wronged you, and even forgiving yourself if you have to, Scorpio. So forgive the past. Using green and pink essential oils, using green and pink gemstones, or gemstones and rings and things like that, or bracelets. I'm not wearing my bracelets today, but green and pink. And also green and pink essential oils. I'm a big essential oil fan, as you probably know already if you've been following me for a while. I am constantly diffusing and making sprays of my essential oils. And so anything green that you can think of can be good, or the pink. Okay, green and pink, heart chakra. Heart chakra vibes. All right, Scorpio, come see me for a reading. By the way, with the heart chakra too, the fifth house is ruled by Leo originally. So what does that mean? Well, Leo rules the heart too. So a lot about the things we love, the people we love, and the experiences we love. So I forgive the past will help us to, benefit from all the fifth house coolness and funness. Okay. Sagittarius rising, and those with their moons in Sagittarius. Whew, I'm getting excited because my hair is all over the place. But this new moon in Pisces is activating your fourth house. This is your home. This is your emotional foundations. For you, some Sagittarians, it could be a possible relocation of homes as well. Could be just home improvements and renovations. And also, the fourth house can be activating stuff with your parents in some way. For example, maybe one of your parents moves in with you or moves out of their place into more a place that facilitates seniors, for example. Like, I'm 48 years old and my parents are getting to that age, they're in their 70s. Stuff to think about, right, Sag? It could be just if it has nothing to do with your parents, it could be a roommate moving in or out too. There's this relocation vibe in the fourth house quite often. But in general, you are better understanding your family and your role within the family right now, Sag, too. Now, another thing with the fourth house is that your physical space affects your wealth and prosperity and abundance, your physical space. So, for a money remedy, you could declutter your workspace, right? For a health remedy, it's all about cooking these nourishing meals instead of relying on convenience foods, okay? Not only will you save money doing that, but there's a special energy that goes when you cook, right? There's that you infuse into that food, and there's something special about making your food, right? Now, for love, this is a time for you to spend quality time with your family, Sag. All right, let's pull some cards from our decks, the Power of Eight Chakra Oracle and the Power of Eight Chakra Lenormand. These are available on my website, www.themoontree.org. All right, we'll start with the Pink Chakra Oracle for you, Sagittarius, fourth house, home, and emotional foundations. My thoughts are clear. Number 11, that's a special number. Ooh, going through the 11, a new portal, right? And it is a new moon. And so here we want to clear our thoughts. I mean, you could use stones like selenite, quartz. Lemurian quartz is a nice one that I personally like to use. Those clear stones, just wave them around and dissolve anything that's holding you back, dissolve any kind of toxins in your brain, and that kind of vibe too. It could be a case of getting yourself away from social media or the news or things like that are making you nervous or something, so that you can clear your thoughts, right? And that can be very helpful for this next stage that you're moving into, Sagittarius. So that looks good indeed. My thoughts are clear. And we can pull a card from our other deck, the Power of Eight Chakra Lenormand, where Lenormand's been chakrified. Lenormand is an old system, not tarot, not oracle cards. It's its own thing, but we've chakrified it, so you can actually just use it as a one card pull. All right, let's go, Sagittarius. Ooh, there is a little bit of a crossing, a pain here. In old Lenormand, you would see like the cross. It was a cross, kind of like in Christian beliefs, where Jesus is carrying the cross. It's a burden. So there is some kind of pain, burden, maybe a feeling of loss in some way, and it has to do with the home and family. So that's something that you'll be working with as well. Okay, and that can mean a lot of things. We'd have to look at your chart. Come see me for a reading, Sagittarius. It's really hitting home. You know what? How about I just pull one more card for you just to see if I can glean any extra information about what this pain could be about. Yeah, it's just still saying there's a pain, there's an obstacle to having a good home life. Maybe it could be with your parents, stuff like that. There's an obstacle to get over. It is a pain in the butt, and so to speak, right? And once you get over these blocks and these obstacles, you will feel much better. Okay, so watch for signs, Sagittarius, about what that could possibly mean for you. How to help. There's this thing that Colette Baron Reed talks about called cladons, which is like, let's say you have a question on your mind and you want guidance. Well, you put it with the intent that when I go to the grocery store today, I'm going to hear the right thing to do. And what it is like, let's say you're looking for in shopping, you're shopping and you're putting in things in your cart, and you overhear someone talking, and their sentences has the answer within that sentence of what you're looking for. So it's like listening to signs from the radio, words from other people, and that can really guide you into validating what you already know is to be true. So you already know the answer, Sagittarius. You're a very intuitive sign. You do actually know the answer, but it's sometimes nice to be validated. And so this cladon is like the signs that the universe is validating you on the right path, which you already know what to do. Okay, Sag. So that looks good. And finally, let's pull a card from Sandra Ann Taylor's Energy Oracle cards. This is an oldie but goodie. It's our guest deck that we're using today. Okay, one of my first decks that I had ever used. All right. Okay, Sagittarius, let's see for you for this new moon in Pisces. Helping with any obstacles when it comes to home, family, and the emotional roots that we have, right? The emotional baggage that we carry through time. How do we let that go, right? And so there is something to do with the man holding a coin. So financial man in your life, perhaps. Let's see what Sandra wrote in her book about this card, number 43. 4 plus 3 equals 7. Very spiritual number. Very getting downloads in your brain, answers, intuition, that kind of vibe too with the 43. So let's see, number 43. This is a male connection in your money or your health or your value. And for if you're a man watching, this could be a readiness to further your goals as a man and to receive increased health, money, or value in your life. And so when you take control of your own finances, this is for the men watching. When you take control of your finances, well, and act on that, you will receive greater success for sure. Now, in other cases, this could be for some Sagittarians, the assistance of a financial advisor, especially when it comes to home, real estate, and parent stuff. Or it could be a healer, and there's sage advice or helpful information coming from this man. And so be open to this person showing up with support, but always turn into your own intuitive guidance, Sag, which we already talked about too, to weigh the information that you receive, which I already mentioned that before reading what she wrote. Now, for some, this could signify a new love interest with a man from work or with a wealthy man in some cases too. Now, the affirmation is, I determine my own destiny. I take financial action and I'm receiving wonderful assistance from those around me. And I have been on the money train lately. You should watch my 50, 30, 20 money allocation video where even poor people can be rich too, right? And it's all about having a plan. And so that could be a thing too. So very, very cool stuff for you, Sag. Come see me for a reading. We'll look and we'll dive deeper. So this is just very general, everybody has their own chart with a lot of things going on in it, much more than just your Sagittarius stuff, right? There's a whole lot of other stuff to look at too. So yeah, come see me for a reading. Capricorn rising, and those with their moons in Capricorn. This new moon in Pisces is lighting up your house number 3 of communication and learning. So what's being activated for you, Capricorn, is activities around your siblings, for example, and your neighbors, community and community events happening for you, and projects. You're just more popular at this time, Cap. there's more texts, more emails, more calls, okay? And maybe more invitations as well. This is favorable too if you're in school and you need to take a test, okay? Examinations, tests, that kind of thing, favorable. But it's also favorable for sharing ideas and knowledge. The third house is a lot about learning even a new skill that can help you in life. Any kind of hands-on skill that's, you know, a tactical skill of some sort. And it could be anything like how to fix your dishwasher, how to choose weeds for nutrition. I mean, there's so many things, but like there's special skills in improvements that are involved too in the third house too. So watch for that. Also weekend trips and vehicle stuff. So there could be a lot with that. The third house is pretty busy and it's kind of the junk drawer of the zodiac. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's quite social, it's quite communicative, and it's also a lot about learning something new. But your voice, Capricorn, becomes your wealth tool. What do I mean? Well, for your money remedy, Capricorn, start teaching, start speaking, or sharing your knowledge online. That can be very helpful for finances. Now, your health remedy, well, this is all in your throat and respiratory areas. You want to protect that. You want to be cognizant and aware of that area, the throat and the respiratory health. For love, open conversations strengthen your relationships because the third house is a lot about the voice, the talking, the communication. So having these open conversations with others is very helpful and strengthens that relationship with them. Okay, let's pull some cards from the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle, the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand, and our guest deck, Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. Now, you can get our cards at the Power of 8 set at www.themoontree.org if you are interested. Okay, Capricorn. So let's start with the Pink Chakra Oracle. Let's see for you. Third house. Busy, busy. Communications. Travel, short trips. Vehicle. Community. I'm connected. Look at that. Being connected to your community, being connected to your siblings, being connected with your neighbors. That's all being activated at this time. You can help the connection by getting something purple. That's the crown chakra that filters down to all the other chakras. And so purple crown chakra for connection. That is amethyst is one of my favorites. And if you're feeling a little nervous or sort of like anxiety, get lepidolite, which is a purple rock too, and you can rub it on yourself and it's very relaxing and oh, it feels nice. So even just thinking about it makes me feel good. Even purple foods, right? Like, I don't know, blueberries, organic blueberries, bush blueberries, Saskatoons, plums, eggplant, things that are purple, wearing purple, all that. Purple is your best friend right now. Okay, but this is all about being connected, okay, connected to all and connected to people and connected to the networks that you have, your fans, your audience. There's a connection vibe as well with that card. Third house. Okay, now let's pull a card from Sandra Ann Taylor's Energy Oracle cards, our guest deck. All right, one of my first decks I've ever owned. This is for Capricorn, the Magician and the Mirror. Ooh, and that's number 53. 8, Power of 8. Look at that, the Magician and the Mirror. Let's see what Sandra wrote in her book about this card. It looks so exciting. 53. I can imagine that, you know, Magician and the Mirror, this simulation we live in, or this universe, or this reality, whatever you want to call where we live here, is a reflection. We know that it's a reflection of our belief systems, of what, you know, things. It's just a mirror. But let's just see what she wrote about this. I'm feeling excited. Knowing and using your true power, Capricorn. In the Magician's left hand is the flame of passion and action. And in his right hand is a vortex of water and the light of reflection. This is a very highly beneficial card, a good card. And it's telling you that you are the Magician, Capricorn. And within your grasp are the amazing forces of earth and spirit. You know what's kind kind of interesting about that, I always wanted to say, for Capricorns, they're a special kind of zodiac sign. Capricorn is known with some deeper astrology. They are the bridge between the spiritual realm and the 3D earthly realm. So it's just funny that she wrote that. The amazing forces of earth and spirit. Okay. And the water, that water energy is the energy of yin. Um, the power of spirit and of clarity of thought. And that flame energy right here, that flame energy is yang, bringing direction and creativity. So together they give you this magic of transformation, Capricorn. And the mirror stands beside the magician, reflecting the outer world's response to your choice to use or not use your true power. So, when you receive the magician, this is an important and powerful time for you, Capricorn. You are the alchemist of your own life. And just like an alchemist turns base metals into gold, well, you're able to transform any difficulties into great blessings. This is true in every area of your life. So claim your power, embrace your intentions in your heart and in your daily life, direct your destiny, Capricorn, and the mists of the future will clear into brilliant reality. Wow. Now, there's one more thing to tell you about this card, the affirmation. I have all the power I need to create the destiny that I desire. Magic happens when I live in consciousness and my eternal truth. Wow. Isn't that fantastic? All right, Capricorn, and finally, let's pull a card from the Power of Eight, Chakra Lenormand, available on my website, www.themoontree.org, if you are interested. And let's see for you, Cap. Oh, my family. Okay, so there's activities around your neighbors, your siblings in the third house, and there's still, the cards are still saying there's a little bit of energy for you in your fourth house because Aries season starts right away too, 2 days after Pisces new moon. So Pisces new moon happening on the 18th of March, but Aries season is happening on the 20th of March, so 2 days after this new moon. And that Aries season, Capricorn, is going to affect your fourth house of home and family. Isn't that interesting? So lots of home and family, lots about siblings and communications and busy, and could be some relocation to new communities for some of you Capricorns as well. So come see me for a reading. I'd love to dive deeper into your stars and cards, okay, Cap? And really learn some more stuff. All right. Aquarius rising, and those with their moons in Aquarius. And yes, I'm one of you because I'm an Aquarius sun. Now, this new moon in Pisces is activating our second house of our personal income, the money. But not just that, it's our self-worth. This talks about our possessions, yes. Our status, yes. But also a lot about just our overall attitude about money. Watch my 50-30-20 money rule allocation stuff, because I'm not rich, but someday I'd like to be. And I have to start somewhere. So watch that video and it might help you too. Aquarius, you could see an income increase in some way at this time. Maybe you receive a gift. Maybe you receive an increase in at your business and more clients, for example. Or maybe you get that promotion because you're supposed to ask for a promotion every year, okay? Otherwise, you're losing out on thousands of dollars for your future, Aquarius, okay? So remember that little tip. And it's really good to look at your savings and your debt stuff. I've recently done that. I think I've saved between $200 and $300 just by going through my credit card and my debit card, like everything I spent every single day last month in February to see exactly where my money is going. I never done that before. Okay. I realized, oh crap, that's been coming on. I never even used that subscription. Wow. I think I've saved between $200 and $300, and because I also got an interest rate reduction on my credit card too, which saves a few $100 right there. So something that you might want to consider, Aquarius, is looking at your debt repayment plan and all the little things that are leaking money out of your, monthly budget. Now, banking and budgeting are important here in the second house, but this is time to charge as well for what you're worth, Aquarius. So this can be about raising your prices, or even better, creating a premium offer. Okay, if you own your own business. Now, if you are at work, this can be, like I said, getting uh, a raise or a promotion. And also, it could be about getting alternate streams of income, like side gigs. I just did some videos from Aries to Pisces, two little shorts on YouTube about best top 5 side gigs for Aries to Pisces. So check out the Aquarius one as well, because it's all about the money, money, money. Health remedy for Aquarius is to support your nervous systems with grounding routines. Second house is a lot about grounding and about the foods that we eat as well. So grounding foods, comfort, things that grow in the ground, like turnips and onions and garlic and carrots, anything under the ground. Those are going to be very good for you, Aquarius, at this time. And it's all for our nervous system to ground that, right? We are air signs, Aquarius. That's all up here, right? We want to ground that. Look into grounding blankets. I have one on my bed, for example, or grounding mouse pads, where it puts all the energy out into the ground. I think that's why they call outside, the ground, because it grounds our energy, right? Walking barefoot. Can't do that where I live right now because I live in Alberta and it's very snowy still. Can't walk barefoot, but I can do other grounding things, okay, to support my nervous system. Grounding essential oils, that's a big one for me. I'm a big essential oil person, right? Constantly, what do you call it? Vaporizing or whatever in my essential oil diffuser, yeah, or spraying essential oils. And so you could choose the grounding ones like vetiver, like anything from a tree, cedar wood, sandalwood. And you can also choose grounding rocks to have around you. Black tourmaline, Shanghai, those things too can help with the nervous system. And for your love remedy, Aquarius, confidence attracts the right partner. So that is pretty cool indeed. Now, let's look at some cards. All right, we're going to pull some cards from the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle and the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand. These are available on my website, www.themoontree.org. If you're interested, let's start with the pink Power of 8 Chakra Oracle for you, Aquarius, for this new moon in Pisces, activating your second house. Another one? I got this already and I shuffled the heck out of this. I think I got this 3 or 4 times today for the signs, Aquarius, but this is I am connected. I'm connected to my body. I am connected to my higher self. I'm connected to spirit. I'm connected to the universe. This is the crown chakra, which trickles down to all the other chakras. So let's start there with the amethyst, purple amethyst, or wearing purple clothes can help. But this is all about feeling connected, especially to your self-worth and your body in that second house. Okay, now let's pull from the Power of 8 Chakra or Lenormand now. Okay, they do come as a set. Okay, they come as a set. I feel like they're sort of like partners. You're interested? All right, let's see for you, Aquarius. There's endings here with the coffin. Don't be disturbed by the coffin imagery. That's a Lenormand thing. But yes, there is this ending in order to move forward into your self-worth. This could be an ending too, because it's the second house. It could be an end of some way you make money. Or it could be an ending to your debt. Like me, I'm really ending my patterns of not being financially savvy or being ignorant to money, and really I'm ending all those bad behaviors and having a plan now, right? So there's endings in our lives here in Pisces. That energy of Pisces is the last, it's of the zodiac. There's a dissolving of, it's the end in order to move into Aries season right away here on March 20th, right? And I still got to make the videos for March 20th, Aries season. But in any case, this is, this is a good thing, okay? This is a good thing because we are ending. We have to have endings for things in order to start new things. That's just the way she goes. So that looks good indeed. Now, especially when it comes to ending bad thoughts or belief systems that we used to had. I'm not worth it, or all these things that go on in our head as Aquarius, right? We're ending that, getting real, and we're moving forward and we're shining bright because Pluto's in Aquarius for the next 19 or so years. We are being looked at as leaders, Aquarius. So we have to end certain things in order to move into that position of leadership. I want to keep that in mind. Now, for our last card, Aquarius, we're going to pull from Sandra Ann Taylor's Energy Oracle cards, an oldie but goodie. This was sort of one of my first decks that I have ever owned in my life. So they're a little ratty because of that, but that's okay. Okay, Aquarius, let's see for you. Second house activation. Income, value, possessions, all sorts of things. Okay. And here we have the indecision card, number 8. Wow, the second house is attached to the 8th house, and that's a lot about money, but there is indecision here. And in some cases, but it's kind of like shit or get off the pot, Aquarius. Okay, I'm sensing that. But let's see what she wrote for number 8. Okay, the power of 8, getting out of feedback loops of the 8 on its side, getting out of stupid patterns that, well, not stupid, but like getting out of patterns that don't serve us. Right? Which choice to make here? You might be looking, well, what's the better choice for me here? Just don't get analysis paralysis, basically, and the self-doubt. Second house, it's a lot about how you value things and how you value yourself. So self-doubt lives in the second house quite often too. So the self-doubt could be keeping you stuck as well. You could meditate on your options to see where your spirit guides you, but consider which direction resonates with you the most. Be like a kid again. Do I want to go this way or this way? What feels better to me? Make it simple, okay? Follow your heart. Make the honoring choice. Your affirmation is, I release fear and move forward with courage and trust. I have the power to direct my own destiny, Aquarius, now and always. Come see me for a reading, Aquarius. I'd love to dive deeper into your cards and stars for clarity and helping you with any of those decisions. Pisces rising, and those with their moons in Pisces. Well, this new moon's all about you. New moon in Pisces, it's in your first house of the self. It's happening in your own sign, Pisces, which makes this extremely powerful. Now, this is all about closing off an old identity and stepping into a new one, Pisces. It's quite interesting. You could have changes in your actual physical appearance or your habits. Maybe you're going to have some new personal projects like dietary things or exercise routines, or maybe a new hobby. You're popular. There's a rise in popularity with that new moon, new beginnings in your first house of the self. This is a good time to negotiate for new contracts right now too. This is the end of your Pisces season. We're almost into Aries season. So use this 2 weeks or so of new moon energy to get that promotion or something to do to bring up the money as well, to negotiate for something. Okay. This is also a time for you, Pisces, to define your strengths and your weaknesses so that you can become the best that you can be. Now, your money remedy, Pisces, is to launch that idea that you've been intuitively receiving. For your health, this is all about the water therapy. So swimming or baths, nice candlelit baths with Himalayan rock salts or magnesium or whatever, just nice baths is nice. Meditation, very good for you right now to calm, to reset your energy. And for your love, this is all about being clear about your emotional boundaries, Pisces. Okay, let's pull some cards. We'll pull some from the Power of Eight Chakra Lenormand. These are available on my website, www.themoontree.org, if you are interested, Pisces. All right, let's pull a card for Pisces. First house of self, new moon in Pisces. Wow. Yeah, making big decisions. And notice it's a 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1. First house of self. We did see a lot of ones in the numerology, 28 degrees of the new moon. I mean, there's one new beginnings all around. But we have to cut things out that is preventing us from closing off old identities or old patterns and things like that to step into this new position, this new authority, this new life kind of feeling. So the scythe is a lot about cutting, making decisions, removing the flack or whatever that word, I'm using the wrong word, but cutting off the erroneous things that just they don't serve you anymore per se. It could be old belief systems, it could be people, it could be experience, it could be whatever, but it's time to cut, cancel, delete. What was that Full House, Uncle Joey or whatever? He was always like, cut, or how did he do that? He was on Full House. I can't remember. But anyways, that's a lot about this card, okay? Making some big decisions here, so that you can close off that old identity and step into this new one for you, Pisces, which is full of awesomeness, okay? Now, let's pull from our other deck, the Power of Eight Chakra Oracle, for some chakra vibes. All right, some chakra vibes for you, Pisces, because hey, I'm an intuitive guide with a chakra vibe, helping you navigate life's energies, Pisces. So let's see what we have here for you for this Pisces new moon in your first house of the self. Everything always works out for me, and it looks like a big number one. First house of self. It looks like a big number one. This is our favorite card in the deck. Everything always works out for me. In fact, in the bottom of both of our cards, not only do you get the chakra chart, but you get this. Everything always works out for me. It's always a reminder to let you know that the universe is just a mirror of your thoughts and beliefs. So put that out there that everything works out for me. I'm grateful. I'm excited. And it's the 40 is stability, right? 4 plus 0 equals 4. Holding 4 legs, holding up the legs of the table, 4 corners of your basement, holding up the house or whatever, right? Like that 4 is a security number too. So know that everything works out for me as you are going through some big changes here, making some big decisions, Pisces. I know you can do it. You got big intuition, and this is your time to shine, right? And remember, the odds are in your favor right now to negotiate new terms, new arrangements, and things like that, and make some of those big changes in your life, right? And this is a good time to cut away with the scythe any toxic behaviors, any toxic addictions, too. I mean, there's all of that stuff. Cut, cancel, clear, delete, clean it out, and you're ready to go when Aries season comes your way, starting on March 20th to April 19th, which we will talk about, because Pisces, you want to get ready because that's going to affect your second house of your money, your income, your self-worth. So start now. Okay? Come see me for a reading. Oh, wait, did I pull a energy card yet? I don't think I did. By Sandra Ann Taylor? No, I did not yet. Let's pull one more card for you, Pisces. I'm so sorry. I almost forgot. That would have sucked. Okay. We got one more card. This is our guest deck from Sandra Ann Taylor. Oldie but goodie. And one of the first decks that I had ever owned. All right. So let's say, look at this, a contract, which is interesting because this new moon in your first house is attached to the 7th house of commitments and contracts and partnerships. So you are looking at a new contract here, and maybe you're feeling a little unstable. Look, she's blindfolded. Well, how's that going to go? Right. Let's see what Sandra wrote about that card contract number 6, finding harmony and balance, right? She even has that balance scale, because the number 6 itself is a number in numerology about balance. And look, she has that scale of balance. Very interesting. Sandra must have been a numerologist too, like me. All right, let's see. Partnerships, legal commitments. So there's some kind of contract in the background for you, Pisces, ready to be signed. A committed connection of some sort. Maybe it's a business deal. maybe it's the sale of a home or property. Maybe it's a new job. I mean, it could be even a commitment in marriage. But whatever the connection for you, Pisces, it's more than just a casual agreement. It's something that requires a document or that it's binding, at least for the time being. And also, by the way, those justice scales means that if you are in some kind of legal action thing, right? Well, it goes in your favor. Okay, so that's good news. This card shines a light on potential new opportunities for you, Pisces. So remain aware and receptive to what may be coming your way. And the affirmation for this is I am attracting wonderful, beneficial connections that support and honor me and bring me great happiness and abundance. Wow. Thank you, Sandra. That was very good. All right. Thank you, Pisces. Come see me for a reading. www.themoontree.org, where we can dive deeper into your cards and stars. Well, folks, in closing, I always like to do a closing message here. This 28-degree Pisces new moon is a portal between beginnings and endings. So we release what no longer resonates. We cleanse what drains our energy, and we plant seeds for the future that we really want. Because the next chapter of the zodiac is Aries, the sign of action, starting March 20th to April 19th. So use this new moon to dream, to clear, to prepare. And when that Aries season arrives, you move. And before we go, let's pull one more card for the collective because I'm rewarding you for watching this far. Okay, so let's pull one more from Sandra's deck. Thank you, Sandra, for your wonderful energy oracle cards that I've been using for over a decade. Okay, love them. And look, the world. The world is our oyster. Number 29, 2 plus 9 equals 11. That's another ending degree too, and the moon's in the 28th degree. I just find that all kind of fascinating. But look, it almost looks like the world too is almost like that new moon too, in a way too. But this is the world card, and it looks very good indeed. We do have the world at our fingertips, and let's see what she wrote about number 29. Magical number, but also a magical card. This is expansion for us, folks. This is opening up, and it's about us expanding our vision and broader options. There's a lot out there for us to consider. It could be even, on a more granular scale, expanding our global network, through the internet or social marketing. But we do have the unlimited resources available to us. It's the time for us to think big, okay? As they say, the world is your oyster. I said that too. The world is your oyster, so go get ready to gobble it up. Oh, that's wonderful. Now, the affirmation for the world is my life expands into boundless horizons with unlimited, powerful energy. A world of possibilities is open to me now. All right. If you'd like a personal astrology reading where I mix the astrology, the Chinese astrology, and the cards, and numerology, I put it all together for you, you can book one with me at the www.themoontree.org website, and let me know in the comments, okay, what zodiac sign are you? I love that part. And what are you manifesting under this new moon? Please like, please subscribe. I should have said that at the beginning of this, but whatever. If you enjoy, share with your friends. I mean, every little bit helps. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.